In Stanley Kubrick's film, Dr. Strangelove, the main character has a disorder which means that his left arm is constantly trying to control his right arm, which seems to have a will of its own. As bizarre as this fictional character sounds, this disorder actually occurs in real life, and it's because of this that alien hand syndrome is sometimes called Dr. Strangelove syndrome. Alien hand syndrome is a neurological disorder that affects movement. It's defined as having a limb that performs meaningful acts on its own. Rather, the sufferer feels that they have no conscious control over what that limb is doing. The limb does not do what the patient intends it to do, and this lack of control can lead to the limb taking objects and not letting go, hitting other people, and even hurting the patient themselves. Often the sufferer of this disorder feels astonished and frustrated by their lack of control over their own limb. And it's because of this that they often feel that the limb is being controlled by some other being or force. They refer to the limb in the third person, and they don't like to acknowledge that the limb belongs to them. This disorder has been well known to occur after surgery that has split the brain into two halves. Now, you may be wondering, why does surgery exist that splits the brain into two halves? Surely you need a well-connected brain. Well, you do, but in some cases it might be in the patient's best interest to split the brain into the two hemispheres. This type of surgery is called the split brain procedure and is most commonly used for sufferers of epilepsy, so that the seizure can be isolated to one half of the brain, reducing its severity. Despite being a dangerous and risky procedure, it may be the best option for those suffering with epilepsy. It can also occur after stroke, infection, tumour, and with degenerative brain disorders such as Alzheimer's disease. This disorder is very rare, and since being identified in 1909, there have only been 40 to 50 recorded cases. Nevertheless, I hope you've enjoyed learning all about this strange and interesting disorder.